Tim Breitmeyer, welcome to the 9th Forum for the Future of Agriculture. You're a Cambridgeshire landowner, the Vice President of the CLA, responsible for representing the interests of more than 30,000 landowners, farmers and people that work in the rural development area of England and Wales. Feeding the nation and preserving heritage, it's a theme that comes every year to our forum. What would you like to shine a light on this year?
We have heard throughout today that we really are beginning to reach a Rubicon that we are going to have to cross, and that is sustainably feeding the planet. But we are now really very conscious of the fact the business of resource protection is now firmly on the agenda. In the past, we realised that we had to try and look after the biodiversity, but now with climate change and response to climate change, waste management, all of that, then we've moved to a new level now. Dare I say it, I think we are now talking about a land use policy rather than a common agricultural policy. That's probably quite controversial.
Conservation versus modern age land management then, and here we are at the heart of European policy, and you mentioned the CAP. How has it moved on? The people that you represent, what is really occupying their minds in terms of the issues that they face?
Well, it's this delicate balance of making sure you produce a successful living, good productivity, good quality, good yield, whilst at the same time looking after those natural resources, which for all landowners is a long-term intergenerational game, and we are probably the people best placed to be able to actually produce that subtle blend of productivity and natural resource protection.
Give us an update from your point of view of how innovation is driving the know-how and the protocols of farmers.
Well, I mentioned one example in the conference. Precision farming, there's no doubt about it, has significant opportunities to save on direct use of fuel, fertilizers and sprays, simply because you are going to use less and you're going to place it in a much better place. And that's one small example. Irrigation technology, we've been talking about water many times today, and we must use water more wisely. Because it's a scarce resource that, as we heard earlier, agriculture uses supposedly 70% of the planet's water supply.
Meanwhile, we look at food access being unfair, if you like, and we have those still hungry, and the SDGs look at that, but those who are obese. I know it's one of the things that you talked about in your session, societal change. So what would be the one thing that you would leave as a thought for the forum and perhaps a call to action from you, Tim?
Education. There is no doubt about it. We have an incredibly difficult journey ahead, trying to educate the consumer and the supermarkets and processors who are in the middle of this particular equation. We have to educate them that the food that is produced is wholesome, it's good value, and all of it needs to be consumed, not just the bit that they like most. And part of that is healthier at the same time.
Tim Breitmeyer, thank you very much for talking to us today.
Thank you very much.